Hello, everyone. Dr. Lisa Faast here from Diversify RX, and we are going to be talking about germs today. Really, it's how to keep germs away. Obviously, we're still in or kind of coming out of this pandemic, depending on how you look at that. And our focus and public knowledge of understanding kind of transmission and being concerned more about germs has obviously been increased substantially. And so I actually met our guest, Shaynaz, here several months ago, as she had a really innovative product that dealt with the masks. And we all know that masks were highly used, highly sought after during the pandemic. Obviously, there were sometimes short supplies or sometimes oversupplies, but there was a really something unique about hers, and it was because of the material. And really, they've taken this whole concept and expanded it into other things. And it's a really interesting line that independent pharmacies can carry in your pharmacy. One of the things that I'm always telling independent pharmacy owners is you've got to diversify your revenue. Cash-based revenue is a fantastic profit pillar. And sometimes it's just carrying unique OTC products. Not everything has to be prescription. Not everything has to be a super highly clinical service. Sometimes it's just really innovative, highly effective products that your community wants. And really, that's where RBS Health comes in with their full line of products that really help eliminate germs in our life is really their goal. So I want to bring Shaynaz on here. And Shaynaz, go ahead and introduce yourself and tell a little bit about RBS's health journey, kind of in this world of anti-germ.
Thanks, Lisa. First of all, I appreciate you having me here today. We're very, very excited about our product. We're very excited about bringing it out there and educating the public. It couldn't have been a better time. Things happen at specific times in your life. You never expect how or when it's going to happen. So let me start with RBS a little bit because I want you to understand our philosophy. We have always been in the healthcare realm, and we started off in the regenerative medicine arena. But of course, the pandemic came along and that kind of had to force us to shift what we were focused on at the time. So fortunately, I had a relationship with our manufacturer, and turns out that he had this product. He had created this product. It's called Thermosense. That's the brand. Quite a while ago, actually. But again, like I always say, timing is everything. So he introduced us to the mask. He said, this is something that is going to help a lot of people. There's nothing like it out there. No one knows about it. And now that we have COVID, this actually kills COVID. So within 5 minutes, it's starting to kill about over 93%. Within an hour, it has killed over 99%. So it's just incredible. It's non-toxic, it's clean, no harsh chemicals, skin friendly. We have a lot of complaints of people wearing ordinary masks and they were getting rashes or eczema, all kinds of problems. I even have some testimonials of live individuals who attest to that. Our mask does not give them any of that problem. So it's actually a dermatologist's dream. So that's how we dived in. We started with that. And thanks to Palm Beach Lewis Pharmacy, she helped us get started. So she has no website, by the way, just so everybody knows, no website, no online presence, just her little store in Palm Beach. And simply by word of mouth, she was selling our masks. And then we got Your Health Pharmacy on board. And so he got started and he was selling our masks as well. But he came on the tail end. As we know, December, January, at that point, things were changing and the masks were not selling as well. So that's when we had to put our heads together and think about other additional products, because we do have a great concept here. You're right, Lisa. It is a great concept. So we came out with more products from that line.
Yeah, and it's really a unique material. And I like the way that I've seen some of the wording before is it's self-sanitizing material. And so no matter what it's on, now obviously when it's on a mask, it's covering your, it's against your skin, it's filtering your breath and filtering the air coming in. And it's a self-sanitizing mask. So even if it's just laying around, because I know a lot of us with our masks, you stuff them in the pocket, you put it in your purse, and then, I mean, it's no longer a clean mask. I mean, let's just be honest. And so, that's where I thought the material and this whole concept was just really, really unique. And I was really excited as we continue to talk, and the pandemic was certainly shifting, and thankfully we're coming out of it, which is, good for everybody on whole. But then you were talking about like, how do we shift this and how do we use this really cool material for other things? And so when you called me up and you told me about the cell phone holder, and I've read those studies that said that your cell phone is like dirtier than a toilet, which just like grosses me out, like absolutely. And so because we don't clean it, there are those sanitizing things, but then you don't use them, or you're kind of worried, and you just use your phone all the time. You're always touching it, and you're never really truly sanitizing it, wiping it down, or cleaning the screen, or cleaning the video. Like that's not the same as sanitizing it. And so when you talked about this little sleeve, it's just a little pouch that you just slide your phone in. As your phone sits in the pouch, this self-sanitizing material begins to sanitize your cell phone. And I just thought, oh, that was brilliant. It's kind of could be one of those grab and go things at a pharmacy. I think it's still worth having the mask display and all of that. But as you start to add some of these other things, you're really truly looking out for your community. A lot of people are just more germophobic these days. They're just more mindful of what their environment around them has or does not have in it. And so you're going to find several people that'll probably be interested in these kind of more health and wellness and sickness prevention types of things. And so I just thought this was a really cool product line and a really cool pivot. And you guys got some other things coming out, but I thought the cell phone case was particularly interesting because virtually everybody has a cell phone, even grandma, has one. And so tell us just a little bit of kind of what your guys' response has been, to the pouch. What is the feedback that you're getting? How do people use it? Tell us a little bit about that pouch.
So we call it the sanitizing phone sleeve, and it fits easily in your pocket, in your handbag, everywhere you go. A lot of people, including myself, have seen those UV light boxes, and I have one. Like everyone else, I have one. But many of us, and I've spoken with friends of mine, I've asked my own friends, do you use it? And well, we're pretty much giving the same response. I started using it, but really, I'm not sure where I put it now, and you have to sanitize your phone every day, constantly, actually, but realistically, how can you do that with one of those UV cases? They're brilliant. They work. There's nothing wrong with them, but they're not portable, right? So you got it in your bedroom, or you got it in the kitchen, or somewhere in the house, and you end up kind of forgetting about it. Or if you do sanitize, you're doing it at the end of the day, probably before you go to bed. But even so, how many of us keep our phones next to us by the bed? Mm-hmm. I'm sure a great deal of us. So we just came out with a better, an upgraded thought. And by slipping your phone into the sleeve, you could do this all day long. I saw one of these articles talking about acne. I was shocked. And I thought, gee, even acne on your face could have came from your phone. So even things like that. So this is why we're very, very happy and proud to have this product. So now you can clean your phone, sanitize it all day long, all night long, in between your calls, and you could feel confident that you're every time you're talking on the phone, it's clean.
Yeah, and this is a pouch. It's just a simple material, no electricity, no batteries, nothing like that. Like it's really simplistic and basic in its ultimate form, but it's the technology and the magic is really in the material makeup. And so you're not having to be connected to portable electricity or anything like that. So perfect when you're flying, you're touching all the public places, then you're on your phone and those kinds of stuff. I can just think we're going to be heading to Italy this summer. And so I'm definitely going to be using it when we're traveling all around there, because that is the last place you want to get sick, is when you're traveling and trying to enjoy the summer vacation. And so you guys have a nice little package that you've put together for pharmacy, for independent pharmacy owners specifically. I know we worked on it together to make sure that we kind of tailored it what we think was going to work best. So what is exactly in a package? Like, what are you recommending now for pharmacies to carry now that maybe some of the focus off of, COVID is waning? It's not disappeared, but it's certainly waning.
So first of all, I do want to give a little special thanks to Dr. Mack at Your Health Pharmacy, because he was the catalyst for this. He was the one. He and I sat down, and he's got our mask, but like everybody, he slowed down in the sales, and we just thought, well, we have something special here. What more can we do? So he had come up with a great suggestion. He says, he travels a lot, as many of us do. And he says, I have a grab and go bag. I take my bag and it's got everything I need in there, and I can just go where I have to go. So we came up with the travel bag. The travel bag will come with a blanket. People travel, they're on the airplane. Now we think differently, myself included, right? I used to go on the airplane and I would ask for one of those pillows and blankets, and not really thinking that blanket wasn't washed. It was just used in the previous flight. Well, like you, I'm a little grossed out now. I don't think I could do it. So our blanket is your blanket. It's not an ordinary blanket. It's killing the pathogens. Should there be any pathogens around, you are really protected, really. And it's so comfy. This also was tested through one of our representatives as even being used as a baby blanket. But we're marketing it as a travel blanket. So, the mask can use that. So it will also come with a pillow cover. So if you do happen to use any of those pillows in the airplane, you can just slip that in the cover. And also a headrest. We are noticing that in many of the airlines, if they do have, the headrest where you place your head, that little thing there, they're either using some sort of paper. I think they've taken away what they used to use, and some airlines are using nothing. So once again, you could just Velcro your headrest there, put your head, feeling that it's clean behind you. There's no germs whatsoever going to hurt you. So that comes, and the bag, of course, the bag can be used multi-use. You can use it for anything. Use it for a gym bag. I just spoke with a gentleman a few days ago. He's already asking me where he can buy the bag. It's not here yet. It's coming. But he said, because I was explaining to him about the bacteria when you work out. Maybe you go yoga, or you go, to any sports program that you're involved in, and your clothes are smelly. Right? They're smelly, they're wet, they're sweaty. Okay, first of all, our material is moisture wicking, and meaning that it does absorb the sweat, but it also evaporates it. So that's different from moisture absorbent. It will evaporate. So being that your clothes are actually smelling because of the bacteria, and this bag is going to help to mitigate that, your smell is going to be diminished. So even for that, it's magic. We're in a new era, Lisa. It's a new time.
Absolutely. Well, I have a 15-year-old son that we take to football practice early in the morning every day. And then his sweaty, stinky football clothes stay in his backpack for the whole day until he gets home. So it's almost like 10 hours. And so I'm looking very forward to having this bag, because I will make sure that he puts his football clothes in that bag so that it's separate, and hopefully not everything stinks like a boy's locker room by the time he gets home in the early evening each day. So I definitely definitely. I could see lots of uses for that beyond just traveling, but I think that's a really smart idea is to put together these travel kits because as people start to travel, we see that picking up now. People are dying to get out. They feel cooped up after the pandemic, but they still want to be health conscious and they still want to protect themselves from catching anything because there's, COVID certainly is out there, but there's lots of other bugs too. And that's the thing is it sanitizes against lots of other things, lots of different bacteria, fungus, viruses that will help sanitize against. So it's not just against COVID, it's really against a full spectrum. So if a pharmacy is interested in kind of carrying some of these products, I think now the spring and summertime is a perfect time to get it and really capture those people that are looking to travel. How can a pharmacy best get in touch with you? How can they place an order and just find out more information about it?
So first of all, we do have a website for our pharmacists. So they can go to 10x My Pharmacy. So it's just 10, not TEN, 10xmypharmacy.com. When they go to the website, they're going to see everything. They'll be able to read about the company. They'll be able to see some of the samples, the starter kit, what that looks like. Even the testimonials from Lewis Pharmacy and Your Health Pharmacy, the posters, everything that we put together, they'll be able to see that right in front of them. As far as getting in touch, our 800 number is 800-477-7817. I will share my cell number. I have no problem. Pharmacists who would like to call me direct, I have no problem with that. 561-526-6202. Alternatively, if you want to email, just email to info@rbshealth.com. And when you do get in contact with us, what will happen is we will send you a proposal. And in that proposal, it will have a list of what the starter kit will come with, what we are offering to support you, the whole thing, our policies, pricing, everything will be all laid out for you. And then you will be receiving a link. And with the link, you can choose, because if you are going to have some of those masks, you're going to want to choose maybe some certain colors that you prefer or sizes. We have a guide that we will provide you as well. So once that's done and payment is all put together, then we'll just get started on helping you to promote before you even have your package in your hand. So your customers will already be ready for you.
Yeah, and you guys, in addition to having great products, you guys have also put together a nice support program to help with marketing, to help with some of that graphic design and promotion of the products, because it really is some of those kind of just, I'm up at the counter, I'm purchasing, oh, this is really kind of cool. And, so it's really about merchandising and about educating and leveraging social media, of course, but leveraging just the traffic you already having coming to your pharmacy. I know that's a big thing I always talk about with pharmacy owners is just sell more to the people you already have in your pharmacy, give them something that they want and something that they value. And I think your products, Shaynaz, are things that people value, because the pandemic has really shifted our mindsets. I think more and more people as a whole are looking for these types of products to help them maintain their health and help prevent things. So thank you so much for telling us a little bit about RBS Health and telling us about some of these great new products and services that you have for pharmacies. I recommend pharmacy owners, if you're listening to this, to check it out. It could be a great little add-on for your pharmacy for those last minute kind of impulse buys. And I think something that really shows that you're still supporting your community as you come out of COVID to really help protect them as they get back to, a little more travel, a little more freedom, but you're still helping to protect their health. So thank you so much for spending some time today with me, Shaynaz, and we will talk again soon, I'm sure.
Thank you so much, Lisa. Really appreciate it. And we're really looking forward to helping all these pharmacists. Very excited. Thank you.